Nobody talks about the spiritual shifts that happens when you get married. People don't even talk about it. Everybody does that as if they're okay. Like, isn't that easy for you guys? It's not easy for me. Oh. It's not easy. Me, I cannot relate. I am suffering spiritually. When we had the discussion, like, babe, see, I don't think I can go to that. It was a very big burden to me at some point, but I just had to accept it. The shift was shifting. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Chiga Efe, aka Ayalba Efe, and welcome to the lifestyle of Ayalba Efe. I hate being serious, not like hate, but I just don't like being serious in my videos. I like cracking jokes. I just saying things, not being serious, because I'm about to talk about something very serious. Not that serious, but something realistic that happened or that happens. So yeah. Okay, if it be serious. But I bought this dropping earring. I hate earrings like this. I do not like it at all. I feel off whenever I wear it, but I'm just like, okay, I challenged myself today to go out of my comfort zone. So yeah. And I feel like it doesn't rhyme with t-shirt, but I wore it regardless. My husband said it's nice, so yeah. Anyways, let's just get right into it. This is my anniversary month, so yeah, I think it's valid talking about this. Where do I start from? I feel like this topic is not being talked about enough, or maybe I'm not on that side of the internet. Nobody talks about the spiritual shifts that happens when you get married, especially for people that do not attend the same church or do not even live in the same city or something like that. But let me give you guys quickly a backstory. I grew up in a Baptist church. I just found myself there. They dedicated all of us there. We legit grew there. And church for me there was like a time to just reconnect with my friends. Because I was a kid. I knew to pray. I knew that church was a sacred place where we go to every Sunday to worship God and all of that. But I was not deep into it as a kid. It was just some sort of place that I would go to and see my friends every Sunday. I would gist, we would take pictures. I'm talking as a child, stroke teenager, right? And to see if our crush is still crushing on us. I think basically it was like that for most of us. As kids or as teenagers, we were not going to church because, oh my God, it's time to worship God. I'm so happy. I was glad when they said, let us go to the house of the Lord. It was never like that for me and some of us. So we just went with the flow. We just said that every Sunday morning we have to take our bath and go to church very early because my mom was an usher. At some point, she was chief usher. We just knew that. And then when I was old enough, I just knew that not like the church was a bad place, not like it was not a good place to worship, but I just knew that there was somewhere that was for me. And somehow, I came across that place. In 2020, during lockdown, there was a whole lockdown in River State. We were not going to church at some point. Everybody was at home. They were doing online service every Sunday. And I don't even know how I came across that, but I came across this particular church and I was just so drawn to it. And I told myself that this is my church. Like, I want to be here. This is where I want to be. So, immediately they lifted the lockdown. On Sunday morning, I was there. I told my boyfriend then, now my husband, I said, oh, babe, let's go to this church. And he was like, oh, why not? Let's go. It was such an incredible experience. That day, I cried my eyes out. For the first time, I knew what it was like to be in the presence of the Lord. I knew what it was to feel the Spirit of God move. I could feel His presence. It was a total different experience, not one that I've ever experienced before in my life. Right from that moment, I started going to church every Sunday. My spiritual life went from here to here. The shift was shifting. The way they pray, the way they do things was just strange and totally different from what I experienced in Baptist church. But somehow it shaped my life. Before I know they even pray safe. Maybe I would just pray like, those mind prayers, God, God, those little mind prayers that you just do. But so I found myself praying. I was so happy to always be in church. I was so happy. I was so happy. I don't know how to explain it, but it was such a happy place for me. the atmosphere, even before service starts. If you just sit down and balance like this, you could also say you did church. My spiritual life grew, like I could see the difference in my life, my personal life. Oh God, whatever they preach, I'll come and preach it to my mom. I'll always talk like she's not looking at me like this. For her mind, na Efe be this, but she never said that. Don't look like, I beg you, I beg you. But when I come back, I'll tell her about the amazing testimonies, tell her about the miracle. But now, along the line, my husband came in and, we finally got married and we met in that Baptist church. So it's only right that now that we're married, I don't know who starts that thing. That if you marry, you must now be going to the same church with your husband, and that is not even the issue, to be honest. I'm not even the kind of person that will say, oh, my husband should go to his own church. Let me go to my own church. I hope you guys can hear me. I want us to worship as a couple. I want us to serve God together. Like, I want us to hold hands and pray. That kind of thing. I just did that. I was going back to that church, which again is not a bad place to be. Different churches have different mode of operation and whatever, and that is what it is basically. I used to classify myself then as baby Christian. As the baby Christian that I am, the kind of leading I needed was in that church. So yeah, so I just said I was going to go back to Baptist church. I remember we had the discussion, like, babe, see, I don't think I can go to that. It was a very big burden to me at some point, but I just had to accept it. I told myself that, oh, after church, I'll come home and listen to the message for that day online. Maybe I can go for weekly activities. It was very easy for me to say things like that, but it was not as easy as I said it, because by the time you come back from church, imagine church, see the service in church is so long. But then you come back, you're tired, you have to make food, you have to rest before you know before you know it's the next day, and you're just like, oh, are you sure I can keep up with this thing? Most of the times I try to put conscious efforts. I'll say, if we are all one, no doubt we are all one, but again, different, all churches are not the same. If not, everybody, why are we having different churches up and down? Everybody will be going to one church. But it was not an easy one. No. It was not an easy one. My spiritual life went from this to this. Like, it went down. It went down. I'll see myself. I cannot pray. I cannot even concentrate. I can't even think properly. I cannot just I can't just do things properly. Oh, where I was in, let me say, 2023, 2024, where I was spiritually, I love it there. I loved it so much. And I will give every and anything to be there again. It's not easy. See this Christian race. Eh? It is not easy. Anyway, I tell you that, oh, it's easy. Give your life to God. It is not easy. You will give your life to Christ and you will still jam the one way big past you. You will jam the one way big past you. But inside the Christianity, I prayed about it. I told God, I'm like, God, please. Like, I will go to church. I don't even want to hear what they're saying. I don't want to do fast and go. But at the point, I had to, like, make conscious efforts to, be in service. Like, I'll be in church, but my mind is not there. I'm just like, oh, let's do fast and go. But I had to make conscious efforts. Even now that I'm making this video, my spiritual life is not where I want it to be right now, but I'm trying. And thank God for, like, online services, NSPD, you know, morning prayers, afternoon prayers. It has not been easy. And if you genuinely ask me, I'll tell you that this is one of the biggest challenge I faced in this 1 year of being married. People don't even talk about it. Everybody does that as if they're okay. Like, I see people that were once in Catholic church or Anglican church, they marry and they start attending a different church altogether, and they're acting like they are fine. Isn't that easy for you guys? It's not easy for me. Oh. It's not easy. Me, I cannot relate. I am suffering spiritually. How are you guys coping? You people should come to the front. Let's really talk about this thing. Let's not even go to people that will find love with another religion totally. I think it was I and Ria that were talking about this. Priscilla Ojo, she got married and she's now a Muslim. I'm just like, how? Like, how? Because I never, all of us are still one under the body of Christ. I just left this church to this church. And I'm being very very, very sad. You know what it means to not have a relationship with God all of a sudden because there was a shift and you can't just, bring yourself to where you were before. Like it's not as easy. And you're telling me that you left Christianity to Islam. Hmm? Hmm. I cut cap for you. It's not even about the religion. Leaving Islam, coming to Christianity, it will also be difficult for whoever it is. It's not an easy journey. If you're like me going through the same thing, how is it like? How is it like? Okay, let me talk about where I am right now. If before my spiritual life was on 80%, it came down to like 10%. But currently now, I'm somewhere in between. Is not something to be really, really proud of, but I'm proud of myself because I know what I fought. I know what I went through in the early stage of this marriage. That's it, I beg. We've come to the end of this video. Please well to subscribe, like, drop a comment, say something. Maybe, okay, say something, tell me something. If you have any encouraging words for me, please encourage me. Tell me something because it's not easy. You see, this Christianity thing, let's not lie to ourselves, we know it's their temptation. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for listening to my rant. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please do well to give me a thumbs up and drop one or two comments in the comment section. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Bye.